Hello, I'm Arcayla. Welcome. I just wanted to share a message about the energies that I'm really tuning into at the moment and have been for the last few weeks, and give you some guidance for what is coming in and why. Over the last month, I have observed a really strong wave of energy that has been building, and I feel it's taking us towards the March Equinox, which traditionally in many ancient cultures was seen as the beginning of the new year. It was post this equinox that they would move into spring and basically the seasonal journey. And so there's a lot of energetic momentum behind the equinox. It's obviously also where we start with this balance of day and night, where these winter periods come into completion and that spring energy starts to come in, and there's this beautiful balancing point that is the equinox right before that shift occurs. And as we come up to the equinox, energetically, a lot of our shadow aspects are being brought to the surface for us to see them from a point of balance. And what I'm observing around me with clients, etc., is that a lot of people are feeling this sense of being brought to a breaking point in some way. As we come into this place of balance, we are being exposed to the parts of us that feel most unbalanced. And so if this is feeling familiar to you, if you're in this place of observing these really strong emotions, strong mental narratives that might be really familiar, that are feeling like they're driving you to a breaking point, or if life circumstances are bringing you to what feels like a breaking point, firstly, my advice would be break. As crazy as that might sound, it's really what this invitation is, because if we allow ourselves to break, then a rebirth can occur. And that's really what this equinox is inviting us to do, is to start this new year from a place of newness. And often when something comes into its end, there can be a chaos. And this chaos is the precursor to the sowing of seeds, the beginning of something. And so if you're experiencing chaos on some level, I would invite you to consider, what would it look like if I just surrendered to whatever it is that I'm potentially pushing against? What is it that I really don't want to happen right now? And what would it look like if I just gave up and allowed that to happen? What would happen then? And it's not because I'm suggesting that you embrace this potential awful thing externally. It's about you surrendering to it within yourself, because we manifest from the inside out. And so your internal, authentic, honest decisions are so powerful. And the minute that you decide to just give up, to break, to let whatever it is die inside of you, and this is what is described as an ego death in many cases, when you are able to let this happen, to find the courage to let this happen, internally, the external will shift. And that's because we are creating a lot of the resistance that is manifesting in our experience. And so when we drop this resistance, the external is allowed to flow more easily. And that's when solutions can really arrive at a much better place. And so really the invitation is trust here, as it always is. Trust that letting go of whatever place or opinion or situation you are really attached to right now, if you can contemplate letting this go, or what would it look like if I just dropped this, that might be the doorway that is being invited in for you. The portal for change that is coming, whether we like it or not. And I guess really what I'm saying is at the moment, this is an invitation to line up with change. And of course, we don't have to accept that invitation. But often when we don't accept the invitation, then things can become harder until they really force us to let go or to break and to embrace the end of something. But as ever, it's working for us always to enable us to become more and more comfortable with not knowing all the answers, in order that we are forced into this experience of trust that then allows us to bear witness to this life force that's moving through everything, that really is always seeking harmony. Harmony is the one desire of life force. And therefore, everything that fights harmony ends up destroying itself, because it will inevitably fall out of alignment with this life force that seeks harmony. And so I wanted to share this video to perhaps offer some guidance and support for this energy that is moving through the collective as we come toward the equinox, to invite you to step back and see things from potentially a different perspective, from hopefully a more reassuring one. And before I finish up, I want to share that one of the reasons I observed all of this was because I had this really strong vision about the earth calling us all in to greater attention of her or him. I always say Mother Earth and Father Sky, but it's all this beautiful life force that we're part of, and really being called in to bear witness to it, to come out of our heads and be present in the world. And so my response to this has been going out onto the land and offering prayers and song and actual little offerings. Like I take raisins and nuts and I make these little mandalas, and I'm making this a really regular practice to show up and not only give back to this beautiful world that we live in, but also to give myself the opportunity to really connect and ground, because it's so important for us right now to stay as connected and grounded as we can. And the only time we don't feel grounded is when we're triggered. It's when our emotions have become awry. And so part of my offering at this time is also to support you with a weekly live energy transmission of crystalline earth frequencies. And so this is a weekly session that I'm now offering, that you just sign up to and join me either live or enjoy the replay. And I will be channeling crystalline frequencies, colored crystal frequencies, light language transmissions into your energy field, moving through your chakra system and just supporting your energy field generally. And this is just a weekly touch point to help you and me stay connected and grounded to the energy of this planet, the crystalline energy of this planet, which is really holding space for this great shift that we are going through right now. So if that feels like something that would be of service to you, you can find out the details below, or you can go to the URL that is up in the corner here, and you will find more information there. Sending you so much love for the upcoming equinox and the journey between now and then. Take care, and I'll see you soon.